Taurus, the bull. Here's your reading for October 2017. As a reminder, guys, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Also, if you would like to book a private reading, please see the description box with the link there upon how to obtain one. And also, guys, remember that these energies can cross over and the messages can cross over as well. So either this is coming from you or coming to you. So apply it to your guys' unique situation. So let's go ahead and bless the decks and we'll get started. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors, lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede this reading to provide Taurus with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks, and please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they are meant to be. Okay, Taurus, we're coming into the reading with you, the Hierophant here. All right, at least you're upright. So, Taurus, I feel like the disrespect has reached like an all-time high. I feel like everyone is communicating very inappropriately. I also feel like this situation or partnership or relationship, whatever it may be for you, it's a moment of discomfort. But I also feel like this needs to happen. And I also picking up towards like realigning your values. And also maybe seeing what's worth putting like effort into. Okay, so we have in traditional tarot, we have the Queen of Swords reversed, we have Temperance, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords reversed, Ten of Swords reversed, and the Tower reversed. And then you guys came into the reading as yourself. I want to speak about the Hierophant for a little bit. You know, it's about tradition. This is about doing things a certain way because it serves a specific purpose. There's a reason, there's a method, let's put it that way, to how things are approached. And I'm feeling towards like you kind of lost some of your values. You lost some of your scruples, like some of your, how can I say it? Like you lost some of your, what you hold dear to your heart. I feel you lost some of your morals and ethics, because I feel like the situation, this person, partnership, it's really taken a toll on you and as well as on the other person. And I feel like with Temperance here, it's going to be about moderation. And I feel like right now you're kind of like the old saying, you know, we're going to fake it till we make it kind of thing. And I kind of feel like the communication within the situation or partnership or relationship, it's really bad right now. I feel like everyone or who was ever involved in this, it's like they're trying to get over on each other like a one-upper. Like who can say the worst things, who can say the most hurtful things, I feel. And with the Ace of Wind or Ace of Swords here reversed, like, you know, that card can speak of deception, things being withheld, things not talked about. And I feel like there's a lot of lack of understanding here as well, like from both ends. But I feel, Taurus, like with the Ten of Wind or Ten of Swords here in the center, reverse, it's like you're playing the game right now, but I feel like you have to. And I feel like whatever this is, it's going to come to a point or to a culmination where it's going to come crashing down. I feel like there's a lot of lack of understanding here, and what's going on is everyone is trying, and also you as well, it could be you as well, trying to avoid this change. I see a lot of avoidance here as well, and I feel like everyone or you are very frustrated. And I also feel like you can't express yourself right now, or the other party can't express themselves as well. Like I feel like there needs to be more communication. There needs to be more honesty. I'm feeling like when I say fake it till you make it, I'm kind of saying like that's where sometimes I look at the Ten of Swords like that, or Ten of Wind like that, where it's, you know, like theatrics. And I feel like that's the decision. Okay, I'm also picking up like maybe you have to do this right now. Like this is the only decision. This is the only choice. But Taurus, you're trying to avoid something, or the other party of the situation. There's some, okay, I'm feeling like the avoidance is being emotionally honest. But why are we holding back? Because I can clearly see here that any offers of moving forward are being shot down. Either you or the other party, or maybe both of you, don't want to move forward. There's a lot of like stubborn energy here as well. And I feel like there's a loss of trust as well. And I feel like with Temperance here, it's reminding you to think of what's really important here. I also feel like, Taurus, like it's spirituality is coming in a little bit. Maybe also trying to reground yourself as well. But I do feel like the inevitable is trying to be avoided. But the inevitable is not avoidable. That's why it's called the inevitable. There's clearly a lack of trust. Like no one is believing what the other person is saying. And I feel like it's bringing frustration. And therefore, in turn, people's communication, whether it's you or the other party or both of you, the communication is almost like it's ready to be cut off, like it no longer exists almost. Like, you know, like when our parents would sometimes say, like, you know, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I feel like you guys aren't saying anything at all because, you know, there's really nothing good to say. Whatever this is, Taurus, it's ran its course. But I feel, Taurus, like if this ends without any kind of emotional honesty, it's going to haunt you. It's also going to haunt the other party. And it's going to be debilitating on your conscience. Because I see here, like, with the Ace of Gardens or Ace of Pentacles reverse here, because it's in my perspective, offers just being turned down, not even wanting to work on it anymore. And that's why I'm saying with the Ten of Swords, you're like, I feel like fake it till you make it. There's some theatrics going on, like, and also ignoring what needs to be done. And I feel like that's why you've come into your reading with you. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be Taurus, but, you know, the Hierophant is representative of Taurus. But I feel like the Stranger of Tides or the Knight of Cups is here for a specific reason. Because it's showing you, Taurus, like, moderation. It's okay to be upset or to be mad or to be, you know, rubbed the wrong way at times. or if the other party is, or the other or the situation, and that's what's kind of the vibe that's going around. But just because they're reacting in maybe a negative way, that doesn't necessarily give you carte blanche to just do the same. I mean, I guess you can, but it adds more fuel to the fire. It's running in place, like, and I feel like that's why temperance is here as well. Like, it's all about moderation, and I feel like it's a lot of not having emotional honesty. And I feel like it's because you don't really trust yourself right now in terms of your emotions. Like, you feel like you don't have yourself. And I feel like the other party feels the same way. That's why the communication is severed. Like, it's it's just cut off. It's not, it's almost like it's non-existent right now. And going back to the idea of, don't say anything if you don't have anything nice to say. And I feel like that's what it is. Like, and I'm also picking up too, Taurus, like, going back to what I said about moving on without any closure, in terms of emotional honesty being the closure. Taurus, what's left unsaid says it all, It's not, we also have to remember, Taurus, like, it's not what's really all that said. It's also what isn't said. The negligence of not saying certain things what needs to be said. Like, if someone, for instance, Taurus, if one of your family members or something, or your friend or whoever the case may be, is feeling emotionally, kind of down. Maybe they've been teased, or maybe their significant other left them because they called them overweight or something like that. You know what I mean? Where, like, it's like an emotional wound. Your friend or this person in question would want you, Taurus, to say, like, it's going to be okay. Like, you're not like that. Like, no, of course not. But if those things aren't said, that also says a lot. Like, why aren't they being said? Why aren't the words of comfort coming in? And also the important things just in general that need to be said. I feel like that's a big one, Taurus. It's like what's left unsaid says it all. Because, I mean, everything is being turned down. Any offer that's coming in, it's not going to be accepted. And I see the Ace of Pentacles as well, like, not even wanting to begin anything new, not wanting to start, just like washing your hands of it in a sense, And I feel like with the Nine of Wind here, the Nine of Swords, like, this is causing a lot of grief. This is causing a lot of anxiety, sleepless nights, worrying about the situation, and just feeling like it's really a burden, but it's more of a mental burden. But we have to remember too, Taurus, this is a choice. We can choose to dwell in that space. We choose to take things on as a burden. There's a lot of wind here in your reading, or swords here in your reading. Like, I feel like, once again, the communication's cut, for sure. Like, there's really nothing left more to say. It's kind of like the song by Adele's coming to me. This song, All I Ask. It's like that feeling I'm getting from it. Check that song out. I really feel like, this is about a relationship for you. I feel like that would be the song. Like, that's going to explain a lot. And I feel like this needs to be over already. I'm looking at the Nine of Wind or Nine of Swords also here. Like, it's being forced now. It's becoming a duty. It's becoming a job, and it shouldn't be. And I feel like with the Hierophant here for you, I feel like going back to like how you traditionally are, who you are. I'm feeling like you lost a lot of that, or a little bit of that. Like a misalignment of values in a sense. Even though it's upright. but I still feel like this is maybe who you used to be, and this is what it's become, and it's nothing but a burden, it's something but a worry, it's something but a headache now. It can also speak of fears, going back to trying to avoid the inevitable with the Tower reversed. What's going on, Taurus? And I feel like emotional honesty needs to be said. Like, that's the only thing that's really left here. And I feel like that's the only closure that's left. I really don't see like anything maybe coming back to this. If the Ace of Pentacles was upright, I would probably say, okay, there may be some chance. But if the Ace of Pentacles is reversed in any type of reading, like that usually implies, at least to me, but usually to most readers, that it's run its course. That's it. And I mean, with the Ace of Fire here reversed for you as well. Ace of Fire reverse can speak of not knowing what to do, not wanting to create. You have two aces here, Ace of Fire and Ace of Pentacles, both reversed. The beginning, the start of things are not happening. The Ace of Fire also has to do with when it's reversed, like not even wanting to work on anything, not wanting to put the due diligence in that's necessary. So not only does the work not want to be put in, and clearly just not wanting to, but the offer as well, maybe from the other party or your offer to the other party, is not accepted. And I feel like that's why the Ace of Pentacles came out first reverse and then the Ace of Fire came out last. Like, it was in that order. What's the point now? That's what I really feel. And I feel like you need to get back to this part of your life, Taurus, where you knew who you were. You trusted yourself, you trusted your morals, and you trusted your ethics, and you trusted everything that you were about. You trusted your own security in a sense, you know? But I feel like you lost it. And it's understandable. This happens. I'm also feeling towards like a real big spiritual awakening here. For sure. Something's around the corner. And when I say that, I don't mean anything bad. I just mean like something's around the corner, like you're going to have that moment of like, oh, okay, that's what all that was about. Like, it's really time to walk away from this situation because it's already leading you to anxiety and to fear and to nightmares and just worrying about it. And it's becoming just a mental agony. It's becoming mental turmoil. Let's pull a Jesus card. Okay. So, this one here. Unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God. Mark 4:11. Blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it. Luke 11:28. You want me to flip this top one over too? He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. John 14:12. See, I was getting the hint that there was a spiritual awakening, and I really feel, Taurus, like this is really what it is. That it's time to, I'm picking up to, Taurus, like, it's now, okay, wow, this is a rebirth. And I feel like until you visit the emotion and the reasons why things have worked out the way that they did, that's the last component to the transformation. And with the Tower card reversed here, I feel like that's why, that's the avoidance. Like there's a real headstrong negation with it. Like you don't want to do it, because I feel like it has a little bit to do with fear. Like whatever, how this has worked out has already caused you that Nine of Swords, right? Like that anxiety. But then I feel like if you jump and and take another leap, that's you think that that's going to add more to the fear. But you can't live your life in fear. Yes, be anticipatory, of the future, of course. And I feel like that's why these cards have to do with your spirituality. They have to do with seeking the higher power. It has to do with things that are beyond you and believing in whatever it is that you confide in, right? Whether that's God, spirit, stones, whatever the case may be for you. But it's just believing and trusting, going back to that. And I also feel like self-love for sure, because it clearly says here, you know, what you do when you believe in something is, I don't say you copy it, but you follow it and you embody those traits and you end up keeping it going, you know, in tandem. And you do greater things because then you transcend the awareness, or you transcend the just the basic knowledge of it, and it helps ground you. And I think that's why temperance was here as well. I was picking that up a lot about the spiritual awakening, and I really feel like it's on its way, Taurus. And the Tower card reversed, you can't avoid it. You're gonna have to embrace it. Excuse me. I also want to suggest to check where Jupiter is in your chart. Where is it transiting? If it's transiting like the 11th and the 12th house, that's spiritual awakening right then and there. I mean, you can't get any more awake or awoken than that, and it's going to hit you. And it's going to feel like a very tumultuous time, a very confusing time. And it is going to be confusing as hell. But it's going to serve a purpose. And you're going to come out of it, whenever that happens, when you just finally surrender. Because that's what it is. You have to surrender to your spirituality and to the higher power. Because the more you fight it, which this is already being fought, you know, the main spread, you're going to continue to stay in that rut or in that mental agony. But when the minute that you surrender and you start listening and you start tuning in to the other realms, you know, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom. That's the mystery. And just looking up at the stars and just saying, God, spirit, whatever it is, or whoever you confide in, I can't do it on my own. I surrender. That's it. I'm done. I can't. I'm fresh out of Advil. Jesus, please take the wheel, kind of thing, you know? That's kind of what it is, Taurus. Okay, Taurus? I think that completes your reading. If you'd like to book a private reading to maybe delve more into this, or maybe to gather up maybe some guidance if you're currently going through a spiritual awakening right now, make sure to book a reading, and we'll look and see what your options are, where you're at, and how you can move forward, okay? And also, if you don't know where Jupiter is, you can book an astrology reading with me, and I can let you know that. And we can look at, you know, where your transits are, what's going on, and see where things are. Okay, in terms of your chart, what to expect, what is to come as well, a little bit as well. Okay, just kind of predictive astrology a little bit. But, okay, Taurus, be good. Stop resisting. It's not going to help you. Okay, Taurus, be good. We'll see you.